Thank you very much, everybody. What's happening with your portfolios? How many of you were here yesterday and really capitalized on Fidelity Bank dropping to as low as 17 naira 20 kobo? If you were here and you bought Fidelity Bank at 17 naira 20, 17 naira 30 kobo, congratulations, because Fidelity bounced back up to 18 plus. And though it's still at 18, at some point it jumped to 1870. Additional bought at 1725. Very good. Edozie bought also. Dave also. Fantastic. Now this is what we mean when we say we will make money this year. Oh, Grace bought at 1720 and 1725. Awesome. Tamnotoye Briggs bought tip at 6 naira 35 kobo. Well, I think that could have been a bit cheaper now, but you never know. You know, nobody can really guess correctly all the time. Luli Akonde, is that to Luli or Julie? Yes, you bought at 1720. Fantastic. I'm really glad to understand and to learn that a lot of people are taking advantage of the opportunities. If you were not able to buy, I can understand also, because a lot of times, because of how motivated we are in these sessions, we get to find that we are out of cash all the time. So in case you were out of cash as at the time when this Fidelity Bank dropped that low, never mind, today is another day when we can actually go around and scout for more opportunities. Like I said, it's been observed that Fridays are very good bargain trading days, so I want to believe that we're going to be having some bargains. So let's go straight on to check for the top gainers for the day as usual, okay? Top gainers for the day, we'll go on straight to stock bubbles for that. Every time you see penny stocks making more money, then you know there could be not too much of a bull experience. So let's take a look. Red Star Express, maximum 10% gain for the day, 6 naira 71 kobo. University Press, UPL, second on the top gainers list, 9.82%. Number 2, then of course Lasaco Insurance, 8.47% gained, currently number 3 at 2 naira 69 kobo. Beja Paints, 22 naira 45 kobo, currently at 5.9% gain. Multiverse, number 5, 9 naira 5.88%. NACO, currently 75 naira per share, 5.63%. I am having a feeling that NACO may just gradually be finding its way out of the 70 naira mark, but how strong will this happen? We don't know. How strongly will this happen? We really don't know. Guinea Insurance is number 7, 4.84%. QTix is number 8, 3 naira 17 kobo, 4.62%. I know most of us have interest in QTix. It's not looking like it's dropping anytime yet. Today, we're still watching. Mansard Insurance, 9 naira 18 kobo, 4.32%. And number 10 on the gainers chart is Fidelity Bank, 1805. So Fidelity Bank got as high as 1870 before it dropped to 1805. A whole lot of transactions have happened. 46.8 million shares of Fidelity has been traded today, and it's gained 4.03%. So that's about the top gainers chart for the day. And we're going to be going through every stock you have interest in as your questions come in. I hope you're positioning yourself to increase your portfolio and do what is good for you. Guess what? Everybody is now promising, especially in the banking sector. The other day it was the group chairman Aigoje Imokwede talking about Access Bank, and he's promised that they were going to pay substantial activities that they've been known to always carry out. And so a promise of paying good dividends saw the stock price jump from 21 to 23. It even touched 24. But guess what? It's back to 21. That's because it's going to be a long time before we can see whether the promise is kept. And then, of course, we also had Femi Otedola promising that First Bank is going to begin to pay good dividend as well, that he didn't invest 300 billion for fun, that he is not also enjoying the 60 kobo dividend that First Bank is paying. So if you take a good look at this, that aligns very well with what I already said earlier, that it cannot remain the same with Femi Otedola pumping a lot of money into First Bank, which made him currently the majority shareholder in the bank and also the board chairman. So with all the housekeeping that they have done in terms of plugging loopholes where money is mismanaged and all of that, we expect a robust performance in terms of their reports that should be coming from henceforth. And once that is achieved, we can be sure that First Bank will eventually be ready to start competing with other banks in terms of good payouts, because Femi has invested 300 billion is not beans. All right, that is almost like the budget of some states in Nigeria, and in that case you would expect that he will actually be a proponent of a good dividend payout. And so if you buy First Bank at this moment between 24 and 25, especially 24 and less, if you find it, then going forward, your dividend yield should be making sense. Okay? All right, so let me go on to your comments. Coach, First Bank is First Holdco, right? Yes, Baba Gift. First Bank was rebranded and renamed First Holdco. What's happening with Transcorp? The price keeps dipping. Well, it's similar to what's happening with Wando. When you don't do good dividends, in this case, Transcorp even pays dividends, but it's nothing compared to the cost of the stock, even after reconstruction, share reconstruction. And so if there's no news coming forth and the dividend was not too fantastic, then people will want to sell and go to where things are happening, right? A lot of times, that's what portfolio rebalancing is. Some people can just decide, well, I need capital gains and this stock is still not advancing. Even when it advanced to 60 naira plus per share, it came back down to 40 something naira. Therefore, because remember, 44 naira is actually the pre-reconstruction price. That was 11. So when they reduced the number of shares, they had to increase the share price by 4. So it is that ratio that has kept it at 44, and anything less than 44 means Transcorp is trading way below what the pre-reconstruction price was. Yes, so at all times, for those interested in buying Transcorp, if you see it at 44, you are actually seeing it at the 11 naira per share that it used to be before the share reconstruction. If you understand this, then you can know that anytime Transcorp dropped below 44, that's a very good bargain, because honestly speaking, the company is supposed to have made some serious progress in terms of their activities and their financial performances from a year ago when it was selling for 11 naira. So it's almost like you are buying a bargain price of last year today every time you see Transcorp at around 11. So if you understand that, then you will agree with me that they shouldn't be paying something like 60 kobo or thereabouts, which they declared as final dividend or so. But you never can tell. Maybe going forward, things will eventually change after the share reconstruction was completely done and very successfully so. So for now, if they don't hear news, holders who have emergencies may decide they want to sell, and they will actually sell. And when it's in volumes, then it's going to probably depress the price. From time to time, that also happens. Yes? So that's the situation with Transcorp. So it requires a whole lot we go ahead. It's been taken off. Let's see. Good day, coach. What is good entry price for Presco? I want to increase my unit share. Terminal Tony Briggs. You waited until Presco now climbed to over 900 naira per share. This is a Presco we've been talking about from 440 something naira per share. Now it's 900 and something. Well, that's just the intraday price, because Presco will need 100,000 block transaction to climb to the 900 plus that it's trading now. So let's see what's with Presco at the moment. Yeah, Presco is 954 naira per share. I actually posted something on Twitter the other day when I stated that every time Presco makes a move, Okomu follows. And it's looking like Presco will hit 900. And if Presco goes ahead to hit 900, then Okomu will surely leave the 550 naira it is and climb above 600. That has already manifested very rapidly. I think just a few days after I made that post, I think I made that post either on Monday or Tuesday this week. As we speak, as at yesterday, in fact, Okomu has already climbed above 600. So we are here now seeing Presco at 954 naira per share. I was saying Presco is a 1,000 naira stock. Now everybody can believe that truly this is a 1,000 naira per share stock. So that's the case with Presco, and it will amaze you to note that there is over 2.7 million bids for Presco. That's a lot of money at 900 or 800 and something plus. That's a whole lot of money. That goes to show how much deep pockets are really anticipating to participate in buying Presco. Just imagine Presco at 47,000 shares traded today. That's an equivalent of 44 million naira. I would like to do something right now, even as I continue on Presco. Let's see how much Presco was. Let's say somebody suggest, how long ago do you want me to check that Presco was? If you want 5 years, say 5 years ago. If you want 10 years, say 10 years ago. Let's do a vote and see what we work with. I want to really check. I can't check. I can't check up to 10 years ago. 5 years and forward. So we can do it 5 years and below. Okay. I'm seeing Chika says 2 years. Mabraji says 5. Addition of 5. The Otumba one says 5. Edozie says 1. Okay, it's looking like the 5s have it. Everybody says 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. Rule official, and everybody else is saying 5, 5, 5, 5, 5 years ago. So let's do 5 years ago, because we can easily point to. Okay, I'm seeing Austin Dam 3 years. Oh, the 5s have it, guys. The 5s have it. 5 years ago. Okay, what I'll do is I'll do 3 years ago and 5 years ago. 5 years ago, because you can easily remember what happened during COVID. It's been a long time 5 years ago, a bit of a long time 5 years ago, but you can see that it's nothing eventually, because you can still remember a lot of the things that happened during COVID and where you were particularly. All right. Now I'm going to do 5 and 3 years, so we take a good look and then know how impactful this can be. 5 years ago, Presco, how much was it? How would it be? Ladies and gentlemen, here we are. 5 years ago. Okay. Oh my God. I have up to 2012 even. So we can check up to 2012. 2012, Presco, that's not 5 years ago though, but 2012, Presco was selling for 11 naira 85 kobo. 11 naira, just 11 naira. But let's go on to what you have voted for, 5 years, and then I'll try 3 years. So let's go on to 5 years. 11 naira. Just have it at the back of your mind that this stock that is selling for 900 and something now was 11 naira per share in 2012. But let's go on to 5 years ago. So here we are, 5 years ago, on the 1st of June, Presco was selling for 45 naira. During COVID, 2020 June, Presco was selling for 45 naira. Now, I want you to suggest how much should I use to calculate that you invested. Don't call too much money because you may not have had that much money. Can you suggest? Let's see, how much should I use to calculate if you had invested in Presco 5 years ago at 45 naira 25 kobo? Zini says 500k, Disable says 500k. Okay, I'm seeing 500s more. Okay, I'm seeing 1 million, I'm seeing 100k, 2 million, 500, 200,000, 1,000. Ola says 1,000. Do you mean 1,000 pounds or 1,000 naira? Okay, the 500s are having it, but 1 million is coming up, and let's see. Okay, I'll do it real quick. Oh, okay, it looks like 1 million is more now. Okay, let's go. 100,000, 100,000. I'm seeing a lot of 100,000s. That's because 100,000 could have been very much affordable then by most of us. So I'm going to work with 1 million and 100,000. First, let's start with 1 million. 45 naira 25 kobo. If you had 1 million naira invested in Presco, 1 million naira invested in Presco at 45 naira 25 kobo, right? What do you have? You would have bought 22,099 WAPCO. I mean, Presco. Okay, 22,000. So give and take out the commissions. We leave it at 22,000 Presco. All right, your 1 million naira would have bought you 22,000 Presco. Now the point is, how much is it today after 5 years of putting that 1 million naira, right? Times current price of Presco. We have it in the market right now. It's at 954 naira 80 kobo. So you multiply the number of shares you have. Oh, what have I done? Done 20,000. No, 22,000 shares times what you got. 954 naira 80 kobo. 954.8. Your 1 million naira is currently now worth 21 million. So if it was 100,000 naira you invested, then your 100,000 naira is now worth 2.1 million. So 1 million naira invested in Presco 2020 is now worth 21 million naira. This is why we invest, guys. This is why we invest. And for those of us who are abroad and afraid of investing in the Nigerian economy because of the fear of inflation, devaluation rather. Okay? Just a moment. Our fellow Nigerians in the diaspora, listen to this. In 2020, the exchange rate was 380 naira. That was the highest band. Was trading between 350 and 380 naira to a dollar. Now, let's assume that 1 million naira you exchanged it from being USD. So 1 million naira divided by 380, it means you sent in $2,631. So assume you raised $2,631 in 2020 and exchanged it to Naira, which at 380 per dollar, it means it gave you 1 million. You now invested that 1 million into Presco. And from what we got 21,005,600 naira. After selling the WAPCO today as I speak to you, 5 years after. Now, we're going to exchange this 21 million naira back into dollars at today's exchange rate of 1,600. Are you with me? If you are with me, say yes, yes, yes. Let me be sure you are hearing me, because people need to understand what they are doing. Stop pursuing after theory. The reason why we have broke lecturers is because everything they know is theory. It is one thing to know theory, it is another thing to go out there and practicalize what it is. A lot of people are doing theoretical contents on social media without really getting down to the details. You find only very few places where practicals is being discussed. Come with me. $2,631 is what you use to fetch 1 million naira at 380 naira to a dollar in 2020. That 1 million naira you now bought with your dollar, you invested in Presco, and it has amounted to 21 million naira today. So we're going to exchange it back to USD. 21 million naira divided by 1,600, the exchange rate today. What do you have? $13,125. Does that answer the question to you now? Oh, Tamnotoye Briggs says I'm a lecturer. A lot of lecturers, you are even better off as far as making money is concerned. Maybe if you are in economics, banking and finance, and all of this, where they teach about the stock market, at least you know it and you are actually doing it. A lot don't know, and I don't know why. Maybe knowledge centers, or it's not, nobody's stepping forward to really educate people. Okay, so you are a lecturer with a difference, Briggs. Congratulations for that. And it's good to know that there are lecturers also striving to gather information and knowledge and use it to their advantage. Now listen to this, $13,000. Somebody is in Europe afraid to invest in Nigeria. 2020. This is what your 2,000 and something dollars would have become. That's 2,000 and can't find the figure anymore. $2,631 of 5 years ago invested in Presco would have become $13,000 today. Now, this is despite the fact that there was an unusual devaluation of the Naira in the last 2 years. Naira was exchanging for 500, 750, and then next thing we saw 1,005, 1,007 before it came back down. In fact, it got to 1,008, 1,009 before it came back down to 1,600. So that kind of devaluation will hardly happen going forward. But in any case, even if it does, you are still making more money investing back home, as far as you know what you are doing. Interesting stuff, isn't it? But if you post about investing your money in Nigeria from abroad, people will first start attacking you with, oh, devaluation, oh, what was exchange rate that time? What is exchange rate now? Blah, blah, blah. I believe in practicals and not theories. Thank you very much. Today is Friday. We don't have time to waste. Where are your questions? Let's go on to the market to see what's happening. Okay, Maobi says, I traveled abroad in 2017. If I invested 1 million Presco then, it's mad money now. Right? Interesting stuff. New here. What NGX stock suggestions to buy now? Fashion designer in Lagos. We're glad to have you. Let's see. Maobi, please come on board. Oh, Massinet, where have you been? Oh my God. Maobi, please come on board. Let's attend to as many inquiries as possible. Hello, Massinet. Very good afternoon to you. How are you doing?
I'm good, and good afternoon, boss.
It's been a long time. Work didn't allow you. Tell us your name and where you're streaming from.
Yes, boss. My name is
Austin.
Austin. Yes, I'm streaming from Dubai.
Thank you very much, Austin. It's good to have you. Go ahead.
Yes, yes. It's been a while. It's been a long time. I had some issues with my phone and everything. I sometimes I always join your live through my friends. Some of my friends here, which I introduced to the platform.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, boss. Actually, you are doing a great job. I
Excellent.
tap in immediately. You said something because I was online following your program the day you mentioned tip.
Okay. How
I
much did you
told
buy
my
it?
friend, see, this thing is just is a spiritual day that I came online and you said this, he should tap in immediately. He was kind of, I told him clearly because this some of my friends here, I try to tell them about what stock is going on, how far the stock is doing in Nigeria and everything, and the wonderful work you'll be doing for us. It's not easy. Encouraging us, guiding us, putting us through in all areas. I told him immediately, boss said this, there's something behind this. I tap in, I only get around, I put my entry at 450, I got at 450,
Okay.
I got at 450, even my friend also got at either 453,
Okay.
454 years. So what my question now, boss? You were hammering on tip several times. Like now it's high, but what is your entry price? As in maybe if I want to average down, I still want to buy
Or
more.
you are averaging up in this case because you bought lower than what it is now.
Yes, exactly. I'm averaging up. It's not down. Yeah, exactly.
For me, I'm even surprised is that 450 something you bought.
Yeah. I
We
put that
started
four.
mentioning and I
The
know
my contract showed me 453 or something like that. 450, 453. Yes.
okay, let me say this. It looks like you missed out most of our sessions in November.
Yes. Actually, I missed out.
That was when I started mentioning tip and it was 1 naira 90 kobo. Can you imagine that?
Exactly. I missed most. I wasn't happy. Even I was trying to explain to my friend. I told him always join live. Always. There's something you're missing. Always. See, please. I want to encourage everyone online now. If you are not following boss, you are missing a lot. See, this is me to everybody there. And this thing you're saying, I traveled since 2015. Assuming I invested this kind of amount you're saying now I'm rich with this amount, which is just
Imagine.
simple money.
You see that?
We
Now you
don't know
agree
about
with
it.
me. You just call it
Exactly.
simple money. That's where you agree with me when I say money is easy to make. We must
Exactly.
understand and put it in our heads and take away those things they used to tell us when we were growing up. Our parents will be telling us, you think money is difficult, it's easy to make, you think money grows on trees, you think money is on sand on the beach. Yes, money is easy to make. If you don't find yourself in a place where it can be put in your subconscious that money is easy to make, you may never find easy money to make, yet legitimate money. We're not talking about fraudulent money here. So you have just agreed with Austin that simple money, right? So everybody go
Yes.
ahead and on your keyboard, on your phones, money is easy to make. Money is easy to make. Every time you say something, you are killing the opposite of that thing inside of you that has been there. Maybe that is somebody's hindrance towards creating wealth.
Most people in this platform, they don't understand and they don't know the wonders you are doing here. I can remember when I joined you earlier, when we are using WhatsApp group. I remember some
Fantastic.
stocks you mentioned here. You mentioned Transcorp. I remember you hammered. I bought Transcorp as low as even 7 naira.
Fantastic.
Yes, which was even CWG. I can remember the time I bought it. Oh my God. I missed entry, lifeline again. I call, he asked me, still put back the entry, 575. I cannot forget that. We missed it. He said, okay, on live, he said, put back the entry, 5.75, which I got it. I know how much I made from that.
Awesome. Fantastic. Thank you very much, Mr. Austin. Really good to hear from you. At least you didn't disappear.
Yes, I
You are
know.
still
Right now, I'm back, and I'm back for good.
fantastic.
Tip is one of my best one. I'm always researching on his waste management company, and now waste is money. Recycling is money. I believe the whole traffic is diverting to that area. A lot of traffic is going there.
Yeah, actually, tip is in a niche market that is not yet saturated at all. And they are really creating a solid track record for themselves.
Yeah.
The other beautiful thing about tip is they don't need too much overhead costs. Waste management, once you have your plants and machines, the rest is just little expenses you have to make, from salaries to all the chemicals you use to do those decomposition and all that, and that's it. So before the whole world will now know tip, let's start planting. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, sir. Have a nice day.
You too.
I need a...
Okay. Thank you very much, Maobi. Good afternoon to you. It's good to have you here. Someone was asking a question, but let me see if she's the one. Empress Olo has been standing by. Let's hear from Empress. Ella says, please, coach, I have five. I'm going to grow it. Investing. Get back to you. Hello, Empress.
Hello, coach.
Very good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
You're not what's happening?
I am Olu Ashei. I'm in Dublin, Ireland. Yeah, I've been contacting you on Instagram.
All right.
Yeah. I just want to say thank you so very much. Like, even though I studied finance, like you said, teachers only do theory. I did finance up to my master's level. But then it got all so confusing because I left from Nigeria to Ireland. I'm in Ireland now, 18 years. It's just confusing. Anyway, but you've made it so easy. Like, I can relate because I know the basics, but putting it into practice was so hard. And that's what you've made so easy for me. You made it so easy. Like, I just want to say thank you very much. Thank you very much. I was calculating the dollars you were saying someone invested $2,000, and I'm like, oh geez, that is almost 2006 per year, per annum, if we were to calculate the gain on that 5 years. Almost 2006. And what investment will give you that? Even in the US, I don't think you get any investment that will give you that. But you see, knowledge is power, and that is what you're doing. You're giving us the knowledge and giving us the power at the end of the day. Thank you so very much. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
I would like to what Olu just said, and this is what really gives you results. This is why I drive you to get results. She said something. Knowledge is power, and that also has actually held some people back. They go for the knowledge, they think they have the power, and they stay there. But guess what? I have a new syllabus. It's not for me, it's no longer knowledge is power. Because we have come to see, and that's exactly what I meant when I said lecturers have the knowledge, but we can't see the power around them. Power can only be seen when it is expressed. For instance, Russia attacked Ukraine, exercising power, and all everybody else could see. That power was actually, we will say, innate. But by the time they manifested that power, everybody sat up to see, oh, Russia is this dangerous. Without that manifestation, nobody would have thought they can be that aggressive. That's what power does. So knowledge is no longer power. It is applied knowledge. And that's what we're doing here. Exactly what she just said. She can now apply most of those things and it can just turn your life around. You yourself will be amazed at how powerful you have been. But the only difference is you didn't take steps in practicalizing that knowledge that you have. So when knowledge is not in practice, it is actually conserved. But the moment you put it to work, it becomes kinetic. And that's the explosive one that everybody must see. So you're coming to this live session, everybody here is a place to explode. Power is practically released here, and you will be the better off for it as far as your personal finance and net worth is concerned. Now we have a collection of people who are worried that instead of buying a car, I'm going to put it in stocks, grow the money, then I can buy any car I want. We got a lady talk about that this week, was it Monday or Tuesday, came up here and told us, and she was sounding very excited. There are a whole bunch of others out there who can never think in this line, because they have not come to mastery of personal finance and wealth creation. So this is what you get here. It's a full-blown knowledge session that moves you to a level of expression of the power that your money actually carries. So guys, let's stay patient. Let's keep firing. Remember, take all what you can in every live session. But should you miss out on anyone, or you may want to come and refresh your knowledge, not a problem. It's on my YouTube channel every day, latest 6 p.m. on the day of any live session. The video is waiting for you, full video of everything else we have discussed. And let me also remind us, the reason why that video is being kept for reference, apart from our followers and members who are in Canada and U.S., because of time difference, there are some of us who are also working. The point is, some of the information shared can actually be useful for the next 1 month. Most of the stocks discussed about can actually still be available at the very good price no matter what, at least 1 month or more after the live session. So it's a reference resource material that we can always go back to, right? Thank you very much. You guys are simply amazing. Your feedbacks are really firing me up. And of course, what do you expect? You can only do more. There was a question about investing 500,000. A lot of times, don't just ask, I have so and so. How long are you able to wait? Is it for long term or short term? Because I'm not very good at telling you in 1 month you get this, in 2 months. That's not wealth creation. Rather put your money in fixed income earning products or instruments rather than come to the stock market, because at the shortest possible time that you will need that money, the stock you invested in might be misbehaving, in quotes. It doesn't make it bad, but someone out there might have a problem and they decide to come and sell down that day when you want to sell, and it drops the price, but that doesn't take away the quality of the stock. That's why we're not disturbed by daily price movements. If you are here, you will so master this stock market, you will be wondering what you have been doing all along, right? Okay, we go on to Atkins says, hi coach, EcoBank Transnational Incorporated, symbol ETI on NGX. Yes, that's it. ETI is EcoBank. Good day, sir. Please, is it advisable to buy RDL at 460 now? I would rather you buy at the intraday price. So let's go on to see what's happening with RDL. For instance, RDL, you sign up, you have to sign back in. So, Maobi and anybody else who is listening, can you tell us how to invest? There are new entrants who may be asking such a question. I remember I called you up about the time I saw a question like that. Hello, sir, are you there?
Yeah, Coach. Good afternoon. Good afternoon to you, and also good afternoon to every member, every investor watching right now. Okay, regarding about how to go about starting your investment journey. First thing I always like to preach and advise is to get proper knowledge. Now, by proper knowledge, we mean for you to understand how the stock market works, for you to understand how to buy, for you to understand how to sell, for you to understand how to analyze a company, to even know if this company you want to invest in is profitable and is worth your time and your money. So, knowledge is key, and knowledge is the first step in my book. Now, after you must have gained the requisite knowledge that you require, the next thing you have to do is to choose that vehicle through which you will be carrying out your day-to-day transactions on the Nigerian Stock Exchange or in the foreign market. Not to forget that we also talk and deal in the foreign market also. And that vehicle is your stock brokerage account. And I like to see that account as the same way I see my bank account. A bank account basically gives you access for your daily transactions. Same like the stock brokerage account. A bank transaction will enable you, a bank account will enable you to, carry out your day-to-day activities, financial activities. Same with the stock brokerage account. And for the purpose of this, we recommend that you choose.
Oh, connection problems there. I guess he was going to say recommendation for what stock brokerage firm to use. Practical knowledge also has helped us to understand that most fintechs that are not licensed stockbrokers end up charging you twice for transactions you do. And that means you are losing money when you do not work with a licensed broker directly. This is not to demarket any brokerage firm, I mean, any fintech, but in this place, we tell you the truth because we are here in your best interest. You will still make the final call, however. So let's see if we can get him back so we can continue. He can continue and round off for us to respond. Okay, go ahead. We lost you there. It was a connection problem. Okay, we lost him there. Chuk, just hold on a bit. Let Maui
Yeah,
come
Coach.
back. Hello,
Now,
Maui. Right.
yeah, can you hear me? I think we had some issues with the network.
Loud and clear. Go
Okay,
ahead.
so I was talking about, choosing your brokerage account. Yeah, I was talking about choosing your brokerage account, and we recommend that investors go with a stockbroker that is proactive, that will give them the enabling hand to be profitable in the market. And you need certain things your stockbroker to be able to achieve this. Number one, you need a real-time live transmission of data. Believe me, you do not want to be trading based on an outdated like we have seen on most mobile applications and all whatnot. Again, you need a stockbroker that will be super responsive to you and provide you services on the go, especially customer service. I don't play with that. Now, thirdly, you also need a broker that will
Hello, Malvi, are you still there? Okay. While we are still trying to reconnect with him, Praxis, can one buy stocks in the NSC with these new apps such as Bamboo and the like? Prax, yes, it is. But we are saying that you invest with a stockbroker directly because some of them are not brokers. And we do not want to appear to be marketing any firm or fintech. Looks like
Yeah, coach, can you hear me now? I think I'm back.
I can hear you.
Okay. Sorry about the fluctuations. So after you get your brokerage account sorted out, then you need to decide on, those equities that you want to invest in. And for that purpose, I always advise sentiment must be aside. Fundamentals must be the key thing in play. By fundamentals, I mean you need to check the company's financials. You need to be sure that the company is profitable. You need to be sure that the company long-term or short-term goals aligns with your investment goal also. So get your knowledge, open your brokerage account, decide on the equities to invest in. And once you do this, the only extra thing that you need is to have a support group like Network Investors Club that will continue to guide you on a day-to-day basis. Now, to join this club, you can send Coach a DM on Instagram at Wealth Coach Omiete. There you can get the link for the Discord group. Join the group. Feel free to participate in our group discussions. Ask your questions on a day-to-day basis. If you have any recommendations on your own, you can also do that. We are basically there to rub minds and grow together. All right. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you very much, Malvi. In spite of the difficulty in connections, you've done a good job. So, ladies and gentlemen, Malvi is the media lead for Network Investors Club. We are actually a very organized investors club. Please get this right. We are investors. It's not investment. So nobody's going to ask you to bring your money to them to invest anywhere. It's a do-it-yourself club. We show you what to do and you deal directly with the stockbroker of your choice if you like. The important thing is when we analyze a company and talk about it, pros and cons, and you make up your mind on investing based on your own due diligence after we have perhaps signaled a particular stock, then it's all yours for the taking. Please, 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 I will not come to your DM myself first. I can't be the first to approach you. Any account you see that approaches you for the first time and asking about investing, know that it is fake because I have no other account except this one, on Instagram one, on Facebook one, on all the platforms, including TikTok, all over the place. So whoever approaches you to ask for money, please run. We've reported severally on all the social media platforms and the algorithms are not doing nothing, giving us wrong feedbacks. I am the one they are impersonating and I make a report that I'm being impersonated and they don't do nothing about it. And that's what informed my decision to change my profile pictures. So all across social media handles now have just changed because they've cloned all the other ones and are going about deceiving people. No one is going to ask you to bring your money. Every deposit you are making to invest, you are paying to the stockbroker who will credit your brokerage account, and you can always come on here to ask any questions or you join us on Discord because 2 hours is not enough. And that's the reason why we have these platforms. It's a support system, a general mentorship platform to help people get by, understand, ask questions, be attended to, and do their investments. So it's a wonderful place to be. We are over 2,000 members right now, Nigerians in diaspora, Nigerians in Nigeria, and of course some foreigners because we also discuss foreign stocks. And those foreign members actually followed me from my Threads app. That's where they joined me and joined the club. So you want to be a part of it, just follow me on Instagram as stated and send me a DM. I'll send you the link to join and also send you the link to open your brokerage account with Atlas portfolios that I use if you like. Or if you already have a broker, no problems. The important thing is we help you to identify stocks. You do your research. If you like, go ahead, invest based on your investment goals. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we go ahead to, let me share the Instagram handle here on TikTok. The reason why it is difficult for me to respond to DMs on TikTok is because there are too many, and yours, if you send now, may just go missing. But I can assure you of quick response on Instagram. That's the Instagram handle there, at Wealth Coach Omiete. And then you'll be guided, and surely you will also be amongst those who have found a new way to grow their money. So I commend you for whatever you do to make money. Some of you are in paid employment, some of you are you import things or you export items and you make money. Some of you are contractors and so on and so forth, business people everywhere. But you know what? Until you find a way to make money to start working for you, you may work for money till you die. It's not my statement. That's the statement of the greatest investor that is still alive, Warren Buffett. All we are doing is find a way for money to start making money for us so that while we are asleep, we are still making money. That's the smartest way to make money. Listen, you can't build wealth from your salary. It's completely impossible. I told them when I was speaking with the Nigerian community in Sweden, you know, Nigerians in Diaspora Organization, Sweden. I told them there were 75% of the richest people in the world are entrepreneurs. About 15% of them are investors. And then 7% actually made their money or got their wealth from inheritances. 3% of the richest people in the world are either sportsmen or entertainment stars. 0% are employees. If you want to continue to remain in that 0%, then stay an employee. But you know what? The rich invest. So if you want to be named amongst the rich, not because you want to be named among, you want financial freedom for yourself. There will come a day when you are tired of that job, you call it quits. Why? You have prepared a fortress of steady cash flow, so you can find something else that you enjoy and have passion for to do. You can be in Nigeria, invest for a while to the extent when you want to do this thing they call jackpot, you won't go the way of others who are in a struggle. There is jackpot with class. That's what can happen. And then, of course, those of you abroad already, you can just change your whole life. But it all boils down to what you do with what you have now. And that's what we are focused on, helping you with. Chuk, hello. You've been very patient. Can we hear you right now? Are you there? Hello, Chuk. You may do well to unmute your mic. All right, since we can't get through to Chuk's, let's go. Okay, we can hear him now. Hello, Chuk.
Yeah, can you hear me? Yeah, good.
Loud and clear.
Okay, good afternoon, Coach.
Good afternoon. Your name and where you're streaming from, please.
My name is Chuck, and I'm streaming from Dublin.
Thank you very much, Chuck. It's good to have you.
Thank you. And a shout out to the other Dublin caller that just called. It's good to know that we're two of us here that
Awesome.
are tuned up. So, Coach, I have, first of all, last week during your live, you did somebody called in to ask about a problem with their dividend. I actually shared mine in the Discord call, and I got guidance. I got some suggestion from the community. So because the dividends I got from Zenith was 6,300, and I have 47,000 units there.
So then I thought maybe something didn't add up because in UBA that I had lesser units, the dividend was much more. So I was wondering. So then I wrote on the platform, and Mobi and a few others had said maybe I should check. Maybe some of the units were bought later or they were bought on public offer. But I knew they weren't because I was passionate. I'd always liked Zenith, so I just bought even before I joined your live, and so you now mentioned that we should write and copy sec in that your broadcast.
Mhm.
So I did exactly that. I wrote for explanation why that was, because I wrote to them before, there was no response. I wrote the second time and said that the sec is copied. It was on the weekend. Same day, somebody responded. One Tundi guy. I'm sorry to mention his name on the live, but he responded to say that they were going to look into it, and nothing has happened. So I wrote a reminder, uh, and then I got a response that they were going to credit it, and then I waited a few more days now. So yesterday I wrote another reminder and said it's understood that they're going to credit it, but this dividends has gone a few months, and I will want a compensation on it because I would have bought another thing with that. And then I got a response from the guy who says that they were looking into it. But my wife just called me from Lagos to say that they got a call from us, and that the next time they are going to be remitting is when they are going to remit the difference in it. So then I'm thinking, is this is not correct? If they're taking this as calling them out on live, but this is my hard-earned money. I don't want to wait until the next dividends payout. So wanted to hear what you think about this.
All right, you've done your bit. You can see the trend. When they know you know sec and you copy sec, they quickly respond. Now, that response is to keep sec away as though they are attending to it. What you will do now is to write a clean, clear petition straight to sec. Now, this time, copying them.
Okay.
That's what you should do.
Okay.
And the fear of SEC will drive them to make sure they pay you your money. Something might have happened. It's happened during some time ago. I sold some Access Bank shares off, and then dividend was paid, and they mistakenly credited me. Now, that's not the broker doing that. It's the registrars. Maybe, just maybe, they mixed up the records and eventually paid someone else what was due you. Because that's why you have closed period when the closure of register. That period is to enable the registrars prepare payment for dividends to shareholders as at the time of qualification. So during that time, the registrars might have mixed it up and they are now not officially coming out to reveal that that's what has happened. So they are now
Okay.
looking to compensate you by moving what should have gone to the person who already owns it now. Because sometimes they ask the individual to send it back. Like I said, my experience with my Access Bank shares was that the registrars now called me. I saw the alert and I said, I've sold this stock. Why am I receiving this? 3 days after, they called me and then I told them, no, they sent an email and I told them I was also surprised that I'm still waiting for how to remit it. That was how they now told me where to send the money and I sent it back. So something similar might have happened, but that's not your problem. It's their problem. Okay? Right, set, real clear. This is a petition now. And then
Okay.
remind SEC that they've been copied severally when you reminded them to do what they ought to do, they didn't. Then you now copy the broker in that petition.
Okay. Okay. Okay, coach. Thank you so much. And once again, thank you for all you do.
Thank you very much, Luke.
Thank you.
All right, so here we also teach you a few things that you need to know. First, you need to know that for every transaction you do, you are entitled to a contract note. Please understand. That contract note is supposed to come to you via email almost immediately after you buy a stock, right? So look out for your contract note. It is in that contract note you will see the breakdown. Apart from the how much you bought the stock initially, you will also see the commission and then VAT, SEC, and all of that. It gives you the total breakdown of the cost implications. So just in case you don't see the number of stocks or shares that you bought for each of the companies you buy per time, you can be able to raise a query. But usually these days, for the very proactive brokers, these things are automated. As you buy, at the end of trading that day, you automatically receive a contract note. So that's another way to continue to follow up on your transactions that I have not really heard before. All the places I've heard people doing videos and, you know, on social media, posting videos about investing and all that. I bought this stock, I bought this stock. I've never heard the word contract note. But please, you are in a knowledge session, and that's one key requirement per transaction that SEC and the authorities require brokers to do, whether you are buying manually or not. Vivian says, I'm a newbie. How do I buy shares and stocks? First things first, you need a stock brokerage account. That's the first port of call. But while you are doing that, we help you to know the implications, the knowledge behind investing. That's why we have a community like this. Every day, 12 noon to 2 p.m., Monday to Friday, except on public holidays and weekends, I try to make out this time for us to discuss investment opportunities, entertain your questions, and fortunately enough, we have a broker that always joins us, especially to help with customer care challenges that any one of us who uses them may be facing at the time. So you get to understand, and I'm repeating this now, just in case there's some other person who is wondering, how do I invest? You don't need a degree in accounting, you don't need a degree in management, you don't need a degree in business and finance and all of those things. All you need is the desire. Once you have the desire to grow your money, you are set. The next thing is you now gather this knowledge that we are sharing here. So, like I said, 2 hours is not enough. You need a community where you can keep going back to ask questions, because the stock market is actually a very dynamic market. Things happen, a lot of developments, corporate actions, government policies, all of those things affects stock market. So what happens is, even outside the 2 hours I share on a daily basis, outside weekends when the market is not open, we run across information that we share amongst ourselves on our Discord app. Austin called from Dubai a few minutes ago and talked about how we used to be on WhatsApp. WhatsApp could no longer contain us. We moved to Discord. When several attempts to join on Telegram failed, right? So we are on Discord app. What you need to do to get started, I'll send you send me a DM on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram, send me a DM. I'm going to send you the link to open your brokerage account. I'll send you the link to join us on Discord. And then you watch from a distance and learn. Follow the discussions. Guess what? You can ask any question whatsoever. Nobody was born with the knowledge that they seem to be exercising or displaying. Everybody was born a newbie. That's why we're called newborn. Then you now acquire any kind of skill or knowledge, and you can share like I'm sharing right now. So we have birds of the same feather in that group who can also attend to any question that you have, even without my being there, because it's an open forum, and of course it's a do-it-yourself club. So every question you need to ask, whatever challenge you have, feel free to ask in the group. I have a YouTube channel that can also help you with a few beginner guide videos. You can just scroll through, find out and watch them. They will give you the foundational knowledge. The beautiful thing about what we do here now is that while you are still learning, you can still start making money. I hope that makes it a bit clearer. So when you invest in stocks, you are actually buying a part of the company stock you are investing in. For instance, yesterday we were all here watching, and that's one advantage of this live session. Opportunities pop up and we jump in. We were all here watching how the market was reacting to the news that Fidelity Bank was given a judgment of 220 something billion and so on and so forth. And the market was overreacting. And then we saw it as an opportunity. The MD had bought Fidelity Bank shares, 18 million shares, at 20 naira 43 kobo on Monday. And then yesterday, the market was reacting against that court judgment, and the stock price dropped to 17 naira 20 kobo. So I was here and was being asked, I said, go ahead and buy, go ahead and buy. By the time we closed, I myself also bought at 17.30. Fidelity this morning jumped to 18 naira. Now let me give you an instance of the quality of Fidelity Bank. Fidelity Bank now pays dividend twice a year. They paid 1 naira 25 kobo as final dividend. Last year was the first time they declared interim dividend. They paid 85 kobo. So if you have Fidelity Bank shares, you're going to be receiving dividend every April, May, and every September, October. Those periods are dividend payment periods. Interim dividend is going to be paid again this September/October. Then final dividend will be paid next May again, or April. So it's a way of creating a cash flow until you sell these stocks. As long as they continue to make profit, you will keep receiving these dividends all the time in those circles, as I've mentioned. A stock that pays total dividend of 2 naira 10 kobo has no business costing anything below 25 naira per share based on current metrics. That's why we dived in to collect that Fidelity. That bank, that court matter, they will sort it out. That was how GT Bank, they said, oh, GT Bank has been slammed with how many billion naira lawsuit by Innocent and all that. Up till today, GT Bank continues to rise. So they will all sort that out. But you know what? We are here to take advantage of market irrationality. Yes? All right. Thank you very much. I hope you understand that now. So that's how it works. That's why you start by opening your brokerage account, because your brokerage account is likened to your bank account. Whereas your bank account is for putting in your money, your brokerage account is for putting the stocks that you buy. Hello everyone, my name is Matthew Ubem. I have applied and mailed to Atlas awaiting activation. It's all right, noted. Sir, is First Holdco not supposed to pay dividends today? Well, I can't recall now, but I will check. Someone was also asking about Fidelity dividend. Fidelity has paid their dividend already. So the final dividend was paid, was it last month or so? And what you should be expecting going forward now is the interim dividend. Coach, is NASCON a good buy at 55? I will think that at this point, 55 is not bad for NASCON. Barring any unforeseen dips, though. I invested just a week ago in First Hold. Will I get dividend? Okay. It looks like the question about First Hold is repeatedly coming. So let me check for the payment date for First Hold dividend. I'm not seeing any declaration date yet. Just a moment. Find it. All right, this is the circular. Qualification date is May 12th. Payment date is May 23rd. Yes, today is the payment date for First Hold Co. So all First Bank shareholders expect your dividend today, and sometimes it can take up to 2 weeks before they pay up everybody, depending on when you joined or when you bought your stocks. You know, it's paid in batches. So First Bank will be paying their dividend today, but I can assure you from going by what the chairman, Femi Otedola, said in the AGM, that they are going to be paying better dividends because he also has not invested 300 billion naira to be receiving 60 kobo dividend. So get set. The good days may just be by the corner for First Bank. Beauty finds shop. First Holdco is paying 60 kobo, like I said, 60 kobo per share. Quite disappointing though, but you will notice that the price did not fall because people see value in that stock. Yes? All right, so we may just be witnessing the last days of First Bank trading at 24.25 because going forward, by the time the half-year result is out, I'm sure First Bank is going to be something else. Okay, Austin says, please recommend good stock below 5 naira. Please, if I have not mentioned your comment, this thing continues to scroll by itself and keeps jumping. So you could just repeatedly type your question so I can be able to revisit. Recommend good stocks below 5 naira. Okay. That's my specialty. We've been doing that over and over again. Number one, Chams, 2 naira 20 kobo or 230, depending on what the cost is right now. Then, of course, you can go with a stock like QTix. We've all been here waiting for QTix at 1 naira 30 kobo, 1 naira 50 kobo. It jumped 2 days ago and has refused to come down. So QTix is another very good stock you can hold for the long term at this price. Currently 3 naira 16 kobo, right? And then we have a stock like, well, you know TIP already, so not a problem with TIP. Then we go on to, just hold on a minute. Let's see. Many stocks to buy under 5 naira per share, right? Okay. FTN Cocoa is one stock that if you find around 2 naira or under, could make you a lot of money if you are patient. Currently, those 2 naira 28 kobo, FTN Cocoa, and then you also have, if you like, name it pharmaceuticals, but a better and a safer price to buy name it is also around the region of 2 naira 90 kobo. But name it is currently receiving good attention. It's currently 340. Yesterday closed at 331. The result was not too wonderful in the first quarter, so that's where the problem is. Okay, Ella, yes. You said I have 500K and I intend to grow it. What stock can I invest in? Okay, you intend to grow it. I would advise you go in for 500,000. Okay. I think you can go in for Fidelity Bank if you find it under 18. Let's see how much Fidelity is. there could be some more panic sales towards the closing from 2 p.m. Well, that's my bargain time. Between 2 p.m. and 2:20 p.m., you have people panicking and selling off because they need to make their sale and get money. Oh, Fidelity is back up to 1845. So if you can't find Fidelity, then you can go the way of, or rather you go for a penny right now, and then look for tip at under 6. Let's see how much tip is right now. I'm still holding on because we need to get this at the best possible bargains. Currently tip is 622. And oh, the bids have built up higher than the offers right now. 2.7 million bids versus 1.8 million offers. Okay, otherwise, I could point you to a stock like, well, that's not cheap. I could point you to a stock like USCN at 33, but that's quite expensive. It will just swallow your money. So I hope you've gotten something to chew on and decide what to do. What site do you use to analyze these stocks? Perhaps I use Atlas Portfolio's web portal. Coach, you didn't mention the price to go for QTix and FTN Cocoa. FTN Cocoa, I said under 2 naira, but it's looking like it's not going under 2 at the moment. But again, we are on bargain trading day, so anything can happen. Well, FTN Cocoa currently 2 naira 28. The lowest it has sold for today is 215, which is yesterday's closing price. And the bids have mounted up again. We don't know if they will clear some of those bids before trading closes today. Let's see how it goes. And then for the other one you just mentioned, QTix also is refusing to come below 3. Yesterday it got so low, but today, let's see what QTix is doing at the moment. 319. It closed yesterday at 303. I think between 310, there are a lot of bids now for QTix as well. 14 million bids versus 9 million offers. So, not looking very practical to buy it, anything too close to 3. I should think something around 3 naira 10 kobo at this point. Nobody knows. Maybe Monday some impatient seller can come again, or they have emergency and sell down below 3. So I would like that you put your bid in at 310 and then wait to see. Do not buy everything up that you want. Just in case it dips below 310, then you buy up more, and then in the process you lower your bid, your entry price. Chika Anton says, is NACO a good buy currently? I would say NACO is a very good stock. Very good stock. I did that analysis yesterday about how NACO should be selling for maybe 80 naira to 100 naira. But the second quarter results will just affirm that. And then if they can continue their tradition of paying out the same percentage of dividends they pay out, then we are sure that by this time next year, NACO should be selling for 100 naira per share, if at all it doesn't hit 100 before the year runs out. So it's a very good stock to own as we speak. They just also signed new contracts with various airlines, including some foreign airlines as well. So a whole lot of deals there for NACO going forward. Coach, please send responses to my messages, Atlas group. Okay, not a problem. If you send me a DM on Instagram, I'm going to respond after the live session. What's the entries for NACO? Wow, NACO, every day it's getting more difficult, more expensive. But then again, NACO also doesn't seem like it will always can drop too low. So we will look at NACO at say around, a lot of bids there for NACO as well. 7 million bids versus 919,000 offers. So maybe, just maybe, you could get NACO at 72, currently at 74, though it closed at 71, which is the most ideal price currently, 71. That was what it closed yesterday, but whether or not you can buy it at 71 is another story, because we have a lot of bids above 71. Currently about 300,000 bids above 71. That's a lot, considering the price. Coach, what's your take on Red Star? Now, Red Star was a stock I was looking at and thought I was going to talk about it at 5 naira 50 kobo, but on that very day it jumped to 610 and was on full bid. The following day was available at 611, but eventually Red Star has jumped further. Let's see how much it is now. That stock had actually stagnated at 3 naira for a very long time before the recent surge. Red Star Express currently 671, and you can imagine 1.2 million bids versus 59,000 offers. So it's in high demand. I would not suggest you go in at this point because it has risen very sharply, and the next likely thing to happen is for a dip. So best price for Red Star Express, I would suggest under 6 naira, and there should be no hurry about it because it's not a very highly traded stock, so that you don't get caught up looking for how to sell and you don't find buyer at the price you bought. Okay, I can't create an Atlas Portfolios account. It keeps saying error for the past 3 days. Can you do something? Can you, by any means possible, try to clear your cache, your browser cache, and then start afresh? Or you use another browser. Whether you're using your phone or your system, use another browser and see. Beautifying Short says, what's the sign for NACO? That's the ticker symbol, what you have written. Okay, NACO, it's NAHCO, National Aviation Handling Company. Those people that do logistics in the airports. You know, when your aircraft arrives, they now bring in the staircase to bring you down from the aircraft, move your bags from the aircraft, and so on and so forth. Airport logistics, that's what they do. So National Aviation Handling, NAHCO. Coach, what's your take on Academy Press? Very resilient. If you can buy cheap and stay in there, somehow, some way, the presses are doing well. I don't know what's happening there. Maybe the cost of books are increasing, and so they're going to be making more money. But it's Academy Press. There's also University Press. Both of them listed on the exchange. You just need to check for, because they are also trying to innovate. A lot of those printing is now online, and the world is leaving the paper economy very fast. So they are also trying to be innovative, and I think they are making some good progress now. Okomo dividend has landed. Success mindset. This is what we enjoy here. So while we are talking about First Bank dividend, there's also Okomo dividend. Yesterday or the day before, there was WAPCO dividend. There is a way you can invest repeatedly across many stocks, and April and May is like a harvest season for you. September and October, another harvest season for you. So all year round, you just keep receiving alerts from your investments in these companies. Congratulations, Success Mindset. Enjoy your fat Okomo dividend. I think they paid about 24 naira per share or something like that, or 25 naira per share. Currently, Okomo has also jumped to 600 and something. Sir, entry for Dan Sugar. As Sam Peter is asking, Dan Sugar, my ideal entry has always been 637, but it's looking like it's leaving that junction. Just like NASCON has completely left even the 40 naira range. Let's see what Dan Sugar is at the moment. Okay, currently 39 naira per share. Every time you hear Dangote Sugar, please remember you are discussing about investing in a refinery, because that's a sugar refinery. It's not just the cube of sugar. so that you understand. Basically, we don't forget that this is actually Dangote Sugar Refinery. For the information of those listening, Dangote Sugar Refinery has opened a refinery in Ghana. So they've expanded out of Nigeria, and I can tell you for free that their worst days are over. I'm among those who bought Dangote Sugar at an average entry price of 16 naira per share maybe 3 years ago or so. And then we saw it jump to about 80 naira last year before it dropped because of the failure of the merger. But that merger is not done yet. Then without the merger, the good news currently regarding Dangote Sugar is that the foreign exchange losses recorded last year is a one-off, and to crown it all, they now have Dangote Sugar in Ghana. All right, what about UPDC, sir? UPDC is always under 3. If you buy it under 3, good. If you buy it more than 3, it will keep fluctuating. Let's see how much UPDC is at the moment. That's it, 310. Yesterday it closed at 312. Today it's currently 310. Maybe the Friday bargain day is also affecting it. 3.2 million shares on offer. Bidded for 4.6. So bids are more than offers. For those who are just joining us and wondering what determines the price movement of stocks, one key determinant is the fundamentals in economics, which we talk about demand and supply mechanism. When the supply is more than the demand for the stock, the price tends to go down. When the demand is higher than the supply, the price tends to go up. So the forces of demand and supply is what causes stock prices to rise and fall in the market. And those causes can be a result of corporate actions. For instance, we saw a stock like African Prudential. When they announced 1-for-1 bonus, the stock jumped from 10 naira. In fact, it started moving from around, 9 naira. It flew to 36 naira per share, because that corporate action of 1-for-1 bonus, meaning for every one stock you have, they give you one free. Everybody wanted to be a part of it, so there was huge demand, which spiked up the price. So when demand is more than supply, the stock price rises. When the present government in Nigeria took over, the president made a statement, subsidy gone, fuel subsidy gone. It was clear that the demand for petroleum products will be higher, the price will go higher, therefore the stock prices of petroleum marketing stocks jumped higher. That time we were on WhatsApp, and I remember listing out those companies to be affected, and many people benefited. That was when Eternal Oil was 7 naira per share. Today, Eternal Oil is 40 something naira per share. And this is what validates my statement every day. If you are not following me, you are losing money. Coach, why are you talking? I need to read that statement now. You see what I told you about these things jumping? Just jumps anyhow. All right, Coach, why are you talking about mine? You kept skipping mine chat since. Why are you talking, or why are you not talking? Which one do you mean? Now, this is the chance I would have used to read your message, but you left a complaint there, and the thing has jumped. Alerted King says, Wema dividends landed as well. Dividend spree. If you don't invest, you can't see dividend cash flow. You see the point? Coach, is it NACO or NASCON that you said will get to 100? Beauty Fine shop. Beauty Fine is not playing with anybody here, right? She's got her sights set on the target. I was talking about NACO, but guess what? Even NASCON. NASCON is National Salt Company of Nigeria, producers of Dangote salt. So it's actually a Dangote Group company. Yes, but as at the time I was talking about NACO. Maobi says, next time I'm flying, I will tell them to hold the NACO stay as well. I'm a shareholder. Oh, yes. Okay. Just keep typing, just in case this thing jumps a lot. So, okay, Black King, you have now come back. I have a lot of shares with Trove, but I'm not sure they have diligence. But I got diligence from GT Bank. Now I don't understand your question. Can you call in, please? Black King, call in so we can talk about this and make it easier. Valentina, good afternoon to you too. Is Dank Sugar a dividend-paying stock? Beckley, Ogunsemore, yes, they do pay dividends, but they didn't pay last year like many other stocks, many other companies that suffered foreign exchange losses due to the devaluation of the Naira. Maybe somebody's wondering, what do you mean foreign exchange losses? Well, most of these companies that manufacture in Nigeria actually have their products coming into Nigeria from abroad. And when you import raw materials, I mean raw materials now, when you import raw materials and you have foreign currency denominated invoices to pay for, and then the Naira just got heavily devalued, you run into problems because you are in a Naira denominated economy, doing business in Naira, and ordering for products based on a certain exchange rate. Let's say when it was 750 Naira to $1. And now by the time the invoices are maturing for payment, the Naira got devalued and you are now having to convert 1,600 instead of 750 Naira to $1. That was what drew most of the manufacturers into foreign exchange losses. You get the point now? Is it as simple as ABC? That's what we do here. We try to make it very simple. So MTN, that pays dividend twice, for the first time didn't pay dividend for 2024. And that meant the stock price collapsed to 170 Naira per share. But guess what? The moment they came out of that, even though they've not started paying dividend again, the stock price has jumped back to 270. So anybody who bought at 170 while we were talking here, you are 100 Naira per share in profit. 100 Naira per share. That's how the brewery sector suffered. So you had Nigerian breweries, Guinness, champion breweries, international breweries, all struggling and recording all kinds of losses, and so on and so forth. Okay, Coach, what do you think about Japol Gold? I have my reservations about Japol. I want to see reality because Japol has existed all the way from Japol Maritime and Oil. Those of you who have been in the market for so long, you know. And they've not lived up to all of those promises that they've been making. So now they've added gold to their name because they've diversified into solid minerals mining. And we hear they have a gold mine in Osun State that they are mining. Well, I want to see the result in their statement that they've become so profitable that they can now be reckoned with. It's okay also to note that companies at the initial stage pump in money, and so you may not see results, no problem. But I will not put money until I start seeing results in some other companies. So Japol and Ella Lakes is in that category of companies who are in their formative stage, and so investing in them now can position you for long-term kill. But because of the several years that have gone past and their antecedents, I'm waiting to see that these things materialize. I don't mind joining the bus late when I am convinced. Okay? Coach, which is good to buy now between Amazon or Apple? If Apple is below $200 per share, buy Apple. Otherwise, Amazon anytime, any day. But guess what? Instead of those two, if you do not have Gogo, which is Alphabet, buy Alphabet. Alphabet is a juggernaut, completely undervalued up till now, even after the US market recovered from the trade war slump. If you are not following me, you are losing money. Okay, Valentina is excited. She says, Charms is growing. All right. This is what we want to see and hear. On Money Bright says, Coach, talk about UCAP. Well, UCAP has been dormant for long now. I know it's trying to build momentum. It's not easy to recover from such a bonus that they issued. Honestly speaking, it's a lot. And that's why QTix remained stagnant for a long time also. It was last year, QTix gave 1 for 1. Can you imagine? 1 for 1. If you had 1 million shares, they give you 1 million shares for free. So it will take time for the stock price to reconsolidate and then more value being added in the course of the business and reports being announced for the stock to now gain momentum again. For UCAP, they gave 2 for 1 last year. For every one you have, you get 2 bonus. So if you had 1 million shares, they give you 2 million extra. So you now have 3 million shares. So a lot of selling pressure was on UCAP, but time will help it to recover. That's the reason why UCAP is now almost about the same price with African Prudential. African Prudential did 1 for 1. That's why African Prudential is struggling now to go above 17. So it continues to oscillate between 16 and 17 and so on. Yeah? Bad network. Has he mentioned the entry price for Dam Sugar? Oh yes, I said 37 is my ideal, but it's looking like it's 39 now. Maybe you should be patient, wait for the closing minutes of trading from 2 p.m. Keep refreshing and checking what the bid and offer status is. Daniel says, Coach, which stock is good to buy for a long term now? All right, everybody listen up so we don't repeat the same questions. And this is irrespective of what the price is now. You see Vitafoam. You see Dangote Sugar. You see Aradel. You see TIP. Then we go to the banks that are bargains currently. You see First Bank. You see Zenith. Where are the other big boys? You see Guinness. If you can find Guinness at 80. Meanwhile, Guinness even touched the 90 even yesterday. But the price has not changed because no block 100,000 transactions yet. Guinness, I started mentioning Guinness at 70 something, 69, 70 something or so. Guinness is currently 80 something. It's still moving, but it hasn't moved completely yet. I used to mention Presco, one of my darling superpower stocks, but that was when it was 400 and something. Now, can I shock somebody here? Presco that is selling for 900 now was selling at 200 and something last year. I'll show you this. 1 year ago, look at it. Today is what? Today is 23rd. Tomorrow is 24th. So tomorrow is Saturday. So we use today. Exactly on the 24th of May last year, Presco was selling for 267 naira per share. That's it. The internet never forgets. 267 naira per share. This Presco last year. And today, we are discussing 900 and something. This has not refreshed yet. 900 and something naira per share. Something you bought 200 and something. Money is easy to make. Come on now. Can I tell you this? And I will repeat it as often as I can. The stock market is not a get-rich-quick scheme. but sometimes it surprises us with quick profits. The stock market is not a get-rich-quick scheme, but sometimes it surprises us with quick profits. Okay? Stocks to buy for the long term. I've already done that. Coach, what do you think about Union Daikon? Please, anybody who heard those stocks I mentioned, just type it on the comment section because it looks like some people's connection was not helping them at all. Thank you very much, buyer. That's it. Vitafoam, Zenith, Dangote Sugar, First Bank, Aradel, Guinness. Indicate also include TIP. This is irrespective of what the price is right now. 3 to 6 months from now, you will see something in these stocks. Okay? I'm interested in joining Rashmatas. Highly recommend a firm you can open a brokerage account with, please. Okay, send me a DM. I'll forward the link to you right away after the live session. Good day, sir. Please, how frequently do you go live? I'm just joining your live for the first time. Okay, links concept every day, 12 noon to 2 p.m. Nigerian time. I'm here, and as much as my schedule will permit, this is my own way of giving back to society and helping as many more people to broaden their knowledge and experience in the stock market, growing their income. We have come to realize, whether anybody likes it or not, I don't care how much you earn per month, salary is not going to build your wealth. This body you see here, this one, will get tired one day. You will think that you have the whole world at your feet, but listen, if you refuse to get tired of the job you are doing, the job itself will get tired of you. And that's why it is called retirement. To be tired twice. The first tire there, you refused to get tired. The second tire is the company getting tired of you. So that's why they tell you retire. And then you leave that job at age 60, for example. If you live at 60 or 65, I wish you long life. That is to say, you have at least 30 more years to live on the earth. My honest question to you is, what will you be doing to survive the remaining 30 whole years of your life on earth? That is the worst time to be broke, because you need now to be careful what you eat, because you need to live healthy. And living healthy is not cheap. A bottle of, because they will now tell you, buy Greek yogurt, start taking cashew nuts, take vegetables, bell pepper. Those are the most expensive food. And then if you have any health challenge, medical bills and medication can be very expensive. You don't want to live a painful old age. So what we are doing now is to secure that time so that we don't need to work, or we are still very happy and comfortable because we can fund our expenses. She lawyer, where have you been? Now she's giving us another insight. Some people will use their kids as investment fallback plan when they retire. Now, bad news for anybody who is thinking towards that line, where there is a shift in the mentality of the next generation coming after us. We have been trained to always remember and look after our parents. The next generation have no idea what you're talking about. So if anybody is here listening to me and thinking that their children will look after them, that's a poor approach. And that's very dangerous for you, because if those children disappoint you, that will be the biggest heartbreak ever. Now, can I shock you? Even the Bible does not recommend that you depend on your children. What does the Bible say? It says, a good man leaveth inheritance for his children's children. Did you get that? Not even his children. Children's children. Meaning heaven expects you to have so much money that is more than sufficient for yourself and your children that you are now leaving inheritances for your grandchildren. And you can't achieve that by salary. That's why you need to invest. I hope somebody's getting something here. 12 minutes before we call it quits today. You leave inheritance for your children's children, and therefore you make a lot of money and not depend on them. Maybe that's why Africa is where we are today, waiting for children to look after us. Ladies and gentlemen, this is why you must keep following and being a part of this, because I challenge you to be the best of yourself. If you are a man, you start making sufficient money to protect your family and you earn the respect of your family. If you are a woman, your husband will more than love you and add respect to it. Even if you are single now, by the time you find a man who marries you, he will see gold in you, because in the lives of young people of today, you can hardly find somebody thinking the way we are thinking here. Sharon Stone says, please coach, teach me investment analysis. That's a tall order, because that will require me to plan, do everything, and put materials together and sit down and begin to lecture. It's possible, but it's going to be a paid session. I've heard requests for such a thing, even from diasporans, but I struggle with time, and maybe I may just eventually work something out due to popular demand. It's not about the money. It's about getting everybody to keep going and making a better life. It's not okay to struggle. Like I said, I've worked in a bank, I've worked in Shell, I've seen people make a lot of money, but there is a whole lot of financial unintelligence going on out there. A whole lot. People earn a lot of money, don't know what to do with it. They're just blowing it left, right, and center. And then before you know it, the job is over. They are the most depressed human beings. Do you know what? It is better to rise from the ground than to get up there and fall from up there. When you start living a lifestyle you can't maintain outside your job, you are setting yourself up for depression and even suicide. So that's why it doesn't matter what you earn. What matters is what you do with what you earn. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to do a rundown and see what's happening in the market, if any opportunities are around the corner. We have 9 minutes before today's live session is over. Do I have a caller standing by? Good for me, no caller. So let's watch and see. Come with me, let's go to the market and run through the entire system to see what is available for us to grab and kill. We are in our discount trading session right now. So we go on to check what's happening with TIP at the moment. Well, TIP is at 6 naira 30 kobo. 6 naira 30 kobo, currently 2.8 million bids versus 1.8 million offers. So the bids have recovered and are now more than the offers by 1 million. That is to say, if things remain like this, TIP will not close lower than 6 naira. Okay? All right. So anybody wants to buy TIP today, maybe your best entry price, because the weighted average, I taught you about weighted average the other day. Weighted average cost is showing 6 naira 23 kobo. You may be lucky to buy at 6.15 if you must buy today. Or you join some of us and take the patience pill and wait till next week. Okay? That's about TIP. We go on to the REITs. UPDC REIT, 6 naira 40 kobo, the same price as at yesterday. And so, not much is changing. 1.2 million bids versus 1.5 million offers. Weighted average cost per share so far, 6 naira 29 kobo. SFS REIT, 226 naira per share, only 2,000 shares traded. Union Homes, only 720,000 shares traded. All right, SFS REIT, full bid as always. Okay, we go to the premium board. Access Bank has jumped a little bit from 21 naira 50 kobo to 22 naira now. Dangote Cement still selling intraday less than the opening, the closing price of yesterday, 428 naira per share at the moment. First Holdco, First Bank, 25 naira 20 kobo. Maybe they seem to be excited by Femi Otodo's last statement, the chairman, that going forward he wants to see the bank paying better dividend because he is also not excited with the 60 kobo per share dividend, right? And then we have MTN, 272 naira per share. Still looking through the scrolls. As they are scrolling down, if I see an opportunity, I will alert you guys. Okay, so what UBA. Now I noticed something in UBA I tweeted before coming on live. There was a block transaction of 21.1 million shares of UBA traded. And currently we have UBA at 34 naira. They've traded 35 million shares of UBA. That's an unusual volume. And that means 1.1 billion naira has been spent. So if you ask me what's happening with that UBA, why is that? I will tell you, maybe, just maybe, someone is positioning for the rights issue that is about to be done because UBA will eventually do rights issue. And so rights issue means for whatever stock you have, a particular ratio will be decided and then giving you at a discount to the market price so you can take up your rights. It is only for existing shareholders. So I am seeing a director positioning for a rights issue that is about to take place. WAPCO has jumped to 18 naira 90 kobo per share from 79. Zenith Bank is at a good price. At 47 naira 55 kobo, it's a good price to buy for the long term. Relax yourself, buy, don't wait. 47 naira, do not wait, no need. Just go ahead and buy your Zenith. Today is bargain day, remember, next week you may not see it at 47. Okay, then we go on to the other equities. Go on straight to Aradel is 460 naira per share, the same close as yesterday's price, no change at the moment. Cadbury is at 37.50, but there are bids for 36. I think Cadbury is very good. If I have not mentioned Cadbury amongst the long-term good stocks to buy, please indicate Cadbury. Include Cadbury on that list. 36.85 means you can actually buy it at that price because there are less bids than there are offers. 427,000 bids versus 1.3 million offers. So eventually those waiting to sell, because today is the last day of the week, they may be pressed to sell at this 36.85. So put in your bids at 36.85 if you like. Chams is at 2 naira 29 kobo, refusing to go below 2 naira 30 kobo, but it's looking like they can't help it at the moment. That's not a bad price to buy. The bid and offers are the same at the moment. QTix, 3 naira 20 kobo, continues to gather steam, but bid and offer too about the same, 9.9 million bids versus 9.5 million offers. This is where we're getting to deal time. We're getting close to deal time now. Dangote Sugar just slightly less than yesterday, 38.95. But there are more offers than there are bids. 2.5 million offers versus 1.5 million bids. So more than 1 million shares higher for offers than bids. So there is a chance to buy at 38, but I'm not sure if it's possible at 37 today because there are about over 1 million shares above 37. Oh, Fidelity is looking great. Unfortunately, it's not less than 18. Currently 1 naira ahead of the previous. And if you notice, 59 million shares of Fidelity Bank traded, 1 billion naira invested. Clean, I just said yes. 47.55 is fantastic. Anything 47 for Zenith is a great buy. Ladies and gentlemen, I have 2 minutes more to go, and it's unfortunate that I may not be able to continue beyond this, but I've mentioned the key stocks that you should look out for taking position in. Remember, 20 minutes after the live session, you can still keep trading, but once it's 2:20 p.m., retail investors are no longer able to trade in the market. So put in your bids after you get these insights, and if you are already doing so immediately, that's why we are here, to look for opportunities for you to key into and relax yourself, because what we are doing here gives us the confidence that the future is going to be fantastic. Emmanuel Iroka says, how can someone master what you are doing? Very simple. You can master anything in this world if you give it the time. Join us every day, live, 12 to 2 p.m. Nigerian time, Monday to Friday. And then join our Network Investors Club. Ask questions. You will have to do a lot of reading. And then before you know it, you are understanding it in your own way. Because we're a do-it-yourself club, we don't hold back knowledge. And then because it's not all about the money, that's how the mentorship platform is. Free, right? But I have had people still come and DM to say, please coach me. Then you have to pay a fee for that. You understand? Because we will now have to create time for you and then put you through and so on and so forth. But most importantly for me is get the knowledge, go out there, make money for yourself and your family, and let's party together. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are on the Network Investors Club, find your way this weekend to go and join your subgroup. We have various subgroups based on your current location of residence. We have Lagos subgroup, we have Port Harcourt subgroup, we have Abuja subgroup, we have Kano subgroup, all across Nigeria, and in Europe, Canada, US, UAE, we have subgroups that you need to join, because this club eventually we will be meeting physically and holding live sessions. Do question and answer, hear what next we can do for ourselves, and we keep growing. All right? Do not just be an onlooker. Okay? Kamara Bintu. Wow, you haven't joined. Okay, Kamara Bintu is asking, how do we join the club? Follow me on Instagram at Wealth Coach Omiete. Send me a DM. You want to join Network Investors Club, or you just want to join the club, and I'll send you. Italy is not there, coach. Italy will be there. What we did with Europe is that we regionalized Europe into Europe, even though we broke it out before. I think there was Italy, Netherlands, Belgium, and so on, but we decided to group them all together until the community grows to an extent you have substantial number of people in all those places. Then we now make them independent. So something like Sweden and Finland, they share borders and they are close, so we put them together. So that's the kind of thing we're looking at doing until they eventually have enough people. So everybody is going to be welcome, and then we can continue to practicalize these things, meet ourselves one-on-one. And of course, I don't mind finding the time to be there in our sessions as planned and organized by all of you. So we have the central executive team, and we will also have the subgroup leadership, because at that point of subgroups sessions that we'll be having live, it will be the subgroups planning it and organizing it for me to come and meet ourselves. We have to do a meet and greet, and we are making serious progress, guys. We don't need anybody to commend us. We know that we are touching lives. So let's keep going, and hopefully God helping us, we will impact human lives positively, and everybody, and leave the world a better place for each other. I've already taken 2 more minutes beyond the time. Ladies and gentlemen, that's how wonderful you all are, and I really enjoyed my time. I hope you're making money, because in the end, I've told you before, even right from November, December, I said we will make money this year. And some of you are already my witnesses that we are making money this year. Baba Gift, choose between First Holdco, Aradel, and NACO. If you have any one of them, then go in for First Holdco currently. Thank you very much, everybody. This is where I say goodbye. Any questions you have, join the group and send your messages. Even in my absence, many others are helpful. They will be able to respond before I see your questions. But for now, I'd like to call it quits until Monday again, when we meet same time, 12 noon to 2 p.m. Enjoy your weekend and stay safe. Bye for now.